Hi. Well, in the last Tresena video, I said that today I'd be sending you a video from somewhere that's really special from me. And as you can see from the background behind me, I'm not at home right now. In fact, I'm here. That is the Temple of the Inscriptions. I am at the Mayan site of Palenque, which has got to be one of my absolute favourite places in the world, and I have to say that this time, exactly as expected, it has not disappointed with what I've experienced here and the way that everything's worked out. So, it's my first time about making my video like this. There's going to be no days coming up on the screen, because if you want it fresh, if you want it live, if you want it now, then I don't have time to edit it. So, you get what I can do for you, but I wanted to make sure that I put out a video from this place because it's just so special. So today I'm going to be talking about the Tresena of Bats, and Bats is all about the weaving. It's about the new weaving. It's about new creativity that we're bringing into the world. So it's about time to create something new. It's about time to get weaving on some new thing. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new way of life, maybe it's whatever it might be, a new creative project. This is the time to engage with it. And of course we're going to begin the Tresena of Bats on the day of One Bats. We're going to begin with the day of the new creation. Now, the thing about One Bats that I always feel is that kind of like there is something about the one where it is kind of like, it's like a seed, and the seed needs that moisture, it needs something to help it to grow, and as a consequence it's not really like, it's the beginning of something. And when things are newborn, when they're beginning, we need to give them a little bit of help. We need to make sure that they're looked after, and sometimes they need a little bit of encouragement to get them to grow. So One Bats is kind of like, what's the seed for your new creative project? What's your new creativity coming in? What do you want to create? But what might you also seek a little assistance to bring into the world? One Bats might be asking you that, but it's the beginning of a new creative cycle. Now, 20 days after One Bats, we're going to go to 8 Bats, which is kind of like, this is the initiation cycle. So it's the beginning of a big 20-day period as well, leading up to that. But it's about bringing in the new initiate, bringing in the new weaver, bringing in the new creativity. So what do you want to create? What's your new project going to be? For 260 days, you have the ability to bring something new in. What do you want to create? What's your art? Where does your passion take you? And how can you connect with your divine creativity within and bring your beauty into the world? From One Bats, we're then going to go into 2 Well, I mentioned that in One Bats, because Bats is also seen as weaving, it's seen as a marriage day. And so maybe there is some kind of romantic aspect in there. And within that romantic aspect, we could also look at the Nawal of 2 So 2 is the path. But it's also the path of relationship. It can be a path of self-sacrifice, because often our relationships require of us to make some kind of sacrifice in order for them to go properly. Okay? But it's also like, I know it sounds really sloppy, but it's also it's the path of love. And 2 is also a path of choices. And these choices might be very black and white. Am I going this way or that way? It's like the duality of the road. Which road will you choose? And there may be, within that, a path of sacrifice. There may be a path of love. 2 would suggest that that is the path to take. From 2 we're then going into 3 So the Nawal of the home, the Nawal of the community. Very much about the harmony within the home, very much about the harmony within the community. And the number 3. And so 3 and together is like, it's almost like home and home together. And so this is a great day to spend time within your home, creating that harmony. Put your focus on your inner world. Now, I also see the cornstalk, the staff of office, our spinal column that makes us stand up straight, that makes us look for the right decisions for our community and that. And this is looking within. So it's looking within for your strength and your courage to stand up for what is right within your community. It's looking for your strength and courage to stand up for what is right within your home. So again, it's a great day to focus on what is actually going to bring your home into harmony. How are you going to work with that? And what will your strength bring for it? So, from 3 Ach, we're then going into 4 Ish. Now, sometimes I don't think I could get more Ish than this. I mean, look at that. Temple of the Inscriptions, one of the most famous, beautiful Mayan temples of all. The palace, unfortunately, is all closed right now because of current restrictions and that, so we can't go into the observatory and that. But we are physically at the sacred site. We're physically at the temple. That's 4 Ish, right? The 4 bringing it into the physical realm. Ish, our connection with the temples, our connection with the magic, but also our connection with Mother Nature. And that's what we love about Palenque. Yesterday we went to these cascadas, these little waterfalls, and I have never been to such a magical little place where you really feel that connection with the natural spirit, the connection with Mother Earth. That's 4 Ish. And so here we are. What should we do with 4 Ish? Well, this is a day to stabilize our connection with the sacred, stabilize our connection with the feminine, both through sacred sites, but also through the sacred within and the sacred around us. So getting to know our own magic, getting to know what we can embrace through our connection with Mother Earth. 4 Ish, bringing it into the physical. It's like, take it out of the theoretical, go out there, do it, connect with Mother Earth, connect with your local sacred site. Go and take it into the physical and see what happens. Find your magic. From 4 Ish, we're then going into 5 Tzidkin. So, Tzidkin the visionary, Tzidkin the vision. Well, you know, we all need a vision. We all need something to aim for. We all need clarity of our sight. And Tzidkin is the one that brings that. But the 5 is going to suggest that maybe there's a little bit of work involved in that today. Because 5 is all about that. It's the one hand that we do the work with. And so as a consequence, this is not saying that your vision is just going to happen just because you want that creativity to happen and you're kind of like, hey, I think I'll create that. No, it's not going to happen without you putting some energy into it. And so 5 Tzidkin is a fantastic day to be putting your energy into your vision. Like, align your purpose with your creativity, with your will, with your vision. Get it all aligned and empower it. Because that's sure to help it to weave its way into the world. That's the way that we make things happen, right? So that's what we got to do with 5 Tzidkin. Put your energy into your vision. Let's put some work into it. Give it some elbow grease, right? From 5 Tzidkin, we're then going into 6 Achmach. So Achmach, the day of forgiveness. Achmach is the day in which we ask for pardon. On the day in which we pardon others. And Achmach is one of those days where you are looking to forgive, because we're all human. We all get it wrong from time to time. We all make mistakes, but it's up to us as to whether we want to hang on to that or whether we want to let go of it. And so Achmach is really about our redemption. It's about helping us to forgive, embracing the fact that we're all human. So is everybody else. So let's just get on with it. Now, the number 6 is about ultimate stability. It's about drawing on heaven and earth in order to bring it into the material plane. And so we could see that this is a fantastic day to bring stability through forgiveness. So if there's maybe an unstable situation in your life where forgiveness is necessary, 6 Achmach is really where you can call on heaven and earth in order to stabilize that. It's also about family. The number 6 is very much about family. And so when we take that into account, we also see that 6, if you've got something going on in your family, if there's stuff which hasn't worked out the way that you expected, if there's stuff where you need to forgive your family or you need to be forgiven by your family, 6 Achmach is the day to make that call, the day to send that letter, that email or whatever, because it's kind of that's the flow that we're going with on that day. From 6 Achmach, we're then going into 7 Noch. So Noch, the solution, noch, solving the problems, noch, coming up with the answer. And then number 7, well, yeah, there we go. Number 7's at the top of the pyramid, right? From the top of the pyramid, you can see all of the ideas, you can see all of the decisions. From the top of the pyramid, what you're going to have to do is to choose one. So maybe you've got a lot of ideas about how you want to proceed with your new creation. 7 noch gives you the ability to say, right, okay, that's a good one, that's a good one, that's a good one, that one's good. That one will work, that one will work, that one will work. Now choose one, go with it. Okay? We could also think of it as the ultimate solution, as it were. You know, it's kind of like coming to the pinnacle of it and also finishing off some kind of like genius idea that you might have or you might have had. That's what 7 noch is about. It's about the completion of the thought, the completed idea. From 7 noch, we then go into the healing day. The biggest healing day of the calendar, as far as I'm concerned. The day of the healing ceremony of 8 Tihash, Washakip Tihash. So yes, it's about the obsidian blade, and yes, it's about the surgeon, and yes, it's about cutting yourselves free and letting yourselves go of stuff. But it is the day of the healing ceremony, and this is what we should be doing on that Washakip Tihash day. So, energetic healing, you know, it's like if you need a healing ceremony for something, if you need healing in order to go forward with your new creation, for example, if you've got other stuff that's hanging around that you really need to kind of like sort out, then 8 Tihash is the day to do it. If you can make fire, if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into the same kind of things as I am, I mean, I'll be making a big 8 Tihash ceremony to, you know, for that healing. That's my idea of what I do on that day. So, if not, then maybe you want to visit an energetic healer, because Tihash is much more kind of like, it's the energetic side of healing rather than the herbalism, rather than that kind of thing. For me, it's much more about like the curandero, the Reiki, that kind of thing. Okay? So from 8 Tihash, we'll then go into 9 Kawok. So Kawok, the female healer. Kawok, the rainstorm, the midwife, the one who brings new life into the world. That's who she is. That's what she does. Kawok, the one that washes away the obstructions in our path. And what more could we need on this time of new creativity? Look, we've got 1 Bats in there, and we're now going to 9 Kawok. 9 Kawok, the feminine healer, with the day of the feminine. This is extremely strong, extremely independent. Like, I would say that Kawok is kind of like, she's the tough love healer. Okay? She's not going to let you get away with stuff that needs to be resolved in your life. She's going to make sure that you move forward in life. And so that's what 9 Kawok will do. So it gives you that ability. You went to see the curandero on 8 Tihash. Maybe it's time to go and see the curandera on 9 Kawok, to go and see the healing woman on 9 Kawok, and see how the women in your life can help you to overcome the obstacles in your path through that tough love. You know, it's like when the storm comes along and she creates the flood, and the flood moves everything out of the way. It cleans everything up. It allows the new life to come in, but it's strong. It's not weak. It's not just gently, you know, it's like the whole flood comes through and everything gets washed out of the way. So that's our 9 Kawok. And then we move into 10 Achpu. So Achpu, the holy, the divine. I can't stop looking at that. I mean, look, how divine is that? Isn't that the most beautiful place in the world? Doesn't that just stir that sense of divinity, that holiness within? And that's what Achpu is about. That's what we do. We're looking for that holiness. We're looking for that divinity inside of us. And so, Achpu is a great day to go on a spiritual journey. It's a great day to be looking for that spiritual part within you. It's a great day to be looking for the hero within. And the number 10 is about community. It's about cooperation. It's about doing it together. Now, I can't hold my hands together like I'd normally do because I'm holding my selfie stick right now. But like, you see those 2 hands coming together in community. You see those 2 hands coming together in cooperation. And we can't go it alone a lot of the time. You know, we need a little hand up here and there. We're not here to be alone, we're here to work in community. And Tenachpu gives us the opportunity to work together towards a more divine path, towards our divine path. So that's what Tenachpu does. Tenachpu, as you can see, is a very, very interesting day for that kind of thing. And so, yeah, whether you're visiting a sacred site with your friends, or whether it's like going and exploring the deeper mysteries of life with your friends, maybe you just need a little bit of help along the way. Tenachpu is the day to stretch out your hand to ask for it, or to stretch out your hand to others to offer it. From Tenachpu, we then go into 11 Imosh. 11 Imosh. 11 Imosh. The watercourse, the ocean, the lake, the great bodies of water. Imosh, the collective consciousness that connects us all together, the dream world, and the number 11. In so many different places, so much creativity. You know, we're in this center of creativity, of the new creation. Where do we get our new creations from? Well, you know, if we're just creating something that somebody else has already created, that's not a new creation really, is it? And it's not really ours either. But what about that comes from our dreams? And what are our dreams? Our dreams are non-linear. That's what makes them cool, because, like, if they were linear, they'd be boring, they'd be logical, right? You know, when your dreams are non-linear, that's when you get really creative with them. So 11 Imosh can bring some of the greatest creative ideas of all, because it's going in different directions to find that dream. And so it's a great day to go and do that. Now, the other thing is that 11 Imosh is also, like, if we imagine that Imosh is being turned up, and when Imosh is turned up, then that can also mean that your sensitivity is turned up, your sensitivity to the others around you is turned up. And so maybe you need to take a little time by yourself to go and remember what your dream is, to go and follow your own illogical path, however it might be, to go and follow your own creativity, simply because, like, if you're following somebody else's because you don't know it's theirs, it's like it's turned up to 11, you know, you can't hear yourself think sometimes, you can't remember your own dream. So it's really important to take a little bit of time to yourself, if you can, by water. Go sit by a lake, go sit by an ocean. Take time by yourself to remember your dream, what you dreamed of creating. That's 11 Imosh for me. And it's a huge power of creativity that comes through it. From 11 Imosh, we're then going into 12 Ik. Well, this is a very powerful day. Ik, of course, being the wind, can be the hurricane. It's all about communication. Ik also being about changes. Now, the number 12 can represent the bundling together of all of our life experience. And so this is kind of like using our life experience to deal with changes. That's a good thing, right? It's also, as a day of communication, this could be very much about communicating stuff from our life path. You know, it's like, as we walk our path, you know, people talk about guides or teachers or whatever. What is a guide? A guide is somebody who's walked along a path that you're walking and says, oh yeah, when you get to that point, turn left, then take a right, and then go straight about 100 meters, and however it might be, yeah? So they're just reminding you of the signposts along the way. Now, when we've walked that path, when we've got that life experience, that's when we can share that life experience. That's when we can inspire people through our words. And 12 Ik is one of those days when we can use our words and use our life experience to inspire others. So this is a great idea for that day. Get something out there. Use your voice. Take some time to go and work with maybe younger people or whatever it is, and help them along their way. Give them some of your wisdom from your life path, so that you can guide them, so that you can communicate, and so that you can inspire them. And then finally, 13 Akhabal. Now for us over this side of the world, the very end of the 13 Akhabal day is actually going to be summer solstice, because for us it falls on June 20th in the evening. And 13 Akhabal is a very, very important day, because within the Mayan cross way of looking at things, it is the conception day of Washakibad. So it's kind of like it's the conception of the most important day of the calendar of all. Why is it the conception? Well, Akabal is all about conception. It is the twilight. It's when the day is coming. It's the link between the dream world and the physical world. It's what's coming in for us. It's our, when we're making our dream a reality. But how are we making it a reality on a 13 Akbal day? We're making it a reality with the assistance of the ancestors. Okay? So, like, the ancestors, spirit, whether it is your ancestors or whether it is ancestors from places like this that might be helping you, that might be inspiring you, they're helping you to understand how to take your dream and create a concept from it, how to bring it into reality that you're then going to go on to weave to make something further. So 13 Akhabal is a great day. I would very, very strongly suggest that on 13 Akhabal, wake yourself up at whatever time it is when it's twilight for you, before sunrise, because when sunrise happens, it's gone. Go out, watch the watch the sun, the sky getting lighter, as it were, before sunrise, because that's where your inspiration lies on 13 Akhabal. That's what helps you to bridge your dreams into reality on 13 Akhabal. So it gives you that amazing opportunity to connect with spirit, to connect with the ancestors, and ask them to help you to bridge your dreams into reality. So, thank you for watching. I can't guarantee as much of an exciting sight next time, but I'll try. And I'll be back in 13 days' time to talk with you about the Trecena of Cat. Okay? I'll leave you with that. Thank you.